I am John Baptist Ssemujju, the club CEO, Chief Executive Officer of Uganda Matters Rubaga Women Football Club. Yeah, we are a registered club under the Fufa regulations and statutes. I am happy for what we are today, or who we are today, because since our establishment in June of 2016, we have been able to stay afloat or top in the women's super divisions. In 2016 up to 2019, we were in this Fufa Women Elite League, and I am happy that we never finished below fourth. In our maiden season, we were third and actually went on to be number 4-3 for the couple of seasons until where we are today. I am happy 2019, in the inaugural Take Flight project, which was introduced to increase the number of women participating in girls or women football. That season we were number 2 when it was cancelled due to COVID-19, and actually waited until the president lifted the ban on all sporting activities or outdoor games. Last year, 2020, we participated in the Fufa competition, which was organized in Njeru, where we emerged number 3. So number 3 has become a tattoo or a tag on us, and actually this season has ended and we were still number 3. But I am happy ever since the inception of the league, 2019 up to date, that we have some positives to take. Like, for example, there are new modules that are thought by Fufa to take the game forward under club licensing. We have actually had 3 seminars on club licensing, which is a tool to modernize the game or lift the standard of the game in which we are playing. We are yet to be taken through another project, which is a Fufa Pro Agenda, or the Football Pro Agenda, which I think is also geared towards construction or betterment of women football in Uganda. But when we started this season, which started actually last year in October by a meeting of a club licensing workshop, we were told to do so many things, and I am happy that we are playing at home again, because from that workshop, clubs were required to have fully green. Actually, there were standards that were set, and I am happy that we are one of the clubs that at least have got a green pitch in Kampala of a standard size. So that helped us, together with so many other issues. Moving forward, or fast forward, some of the keynotes to take out of the league this season for the players. For example, we have scored so many goals this season, which has not been the case before. But on a sad note still, we have conceded so many goals. We scored 32 goals, actually outscoring most of the teams that we have been competing against, but still conceded 22 goals, which shows a weakness somewhere that we must look to address in the upcoming season. Another thing is that we have had so many goal scorers this season. The players have actually scored from different perspectives. So we have so many scorers of goals having more than 3 goals in a particular season, which has not been there before. And actually we had 2 joint top scorers, each with 7 goals. That is Elizabeth Nachigozi and Latifa Nakasi. That is a positive for me as a club administrator. But then on the other note, I would want to commend Fufa for also thinking about giving us insurance cards for treatment of players, because it is one area where most of us have been lacking, especially because it is very costly to treat a few injuries. But with the insurance scheme of St. Catherine Hospital, we are sure, or I am sure, that most of the clubs are using that opportunity in actually treating their players or bettering the health of their players, because the insurance does not only cover football injuries, but also other health-related ailments or diseases. So I am happy for that the Federation has thought about us. in women football, and I know that the gap will grow from 20 to probably 25 the coming season. I pray and ask that also other clubs can use the opportunity given to them through these insurance cards. Another positive to take from the season for us as a school, because ideally I always tell people that the reason for us to have this club is to promote girls on our school team. Another positive therefore is that we had 8 players summoned on the national team, the under 17 teen cranes. That is in Namsoke Esther, Nalumo Sumaya, Kaidu Sharon, the goalkeeper, Patience Navlobi, Nagadia Catherine, Nandego Rebecca, Najuma Shamsa, and Munyana Brenda. So this has been a positive, because in all the games that they played, all these players at least got a chance to feature. So to us it is a positive, and I actually pray and ask the coaches to continue doing that way, so that we can get more players on the national team, on the different sets of the national team. Because earlier on we had players at the under 20 national team. We had Kevin Nakachwa and Halima Kanyago, and I am happy that they are progressing. Just recently we had 3 players summoned on the national team, the senior national team, the Crested Cranes, in the names of Nachigozi Elizabeth, Kanyago Halima, and Nakazuro Daisy. Though it is actually, after looking at the list just that was released today, I've seen 2 were dropped. They did not make the final squad, but we still commend them, we still talk to them, we still encourage them to work more and actually work on their weak areas that have led them to be dropped from the team. So basically that is how we have performed. I am happy for so many things, but still look forward to so many changes to be brought up to better the game.
Starting the league, you set your goals as a club. Have you achieved them? And if not, what are the reasons that maybe failed to achieve your goals this season?
Yes, before the start of this season in January, we sat as a committee leading this club, guided by the club director, Brother Leonard Kasozi Nsubuga, who is the club director and the school head teacher. Together with other members on administration, we sat and said this season we should be champions, and actually that is the goal that we set. Unfortunately, come 20th of May, at the closure of the league, we were number 3 and actually 5 points below the pace. Some of the reasons why we were not crowned champions, first of all, is that we lost 3 key games that we were not supposed to lose. We lost the opening game against Shoe Corporates. I do not know, but at the tone, the level of competition that was showcased on that day by the players was actually below standard. They looked to be a little bit unaware of the challenge ahead, because sometimes it is after they are aware, when the players are aware of the challenge ahead, and that is when they pick on the mantle. But thank God, the following game away at Lady Dove, we did well and actually continued to play well. Secondly, we lost a home game here at Uganda Matters against Toro Queens, a game that we should have at least taken out something, because we had a chance to probably equalize, because we conceded a first goal and got a penalty that was adjourned dubiously by the referee, I should say. But other than that, we had so many chances to score, but failed to use that chance. So since we lost that game here at home and then went to Soroti and lost another game, that technically was throwing us out of the dice. But then God was still on our side, I should say, because we had 2 other chances to revive our season. We had our opponents, that is the one who was crowned championship corporates, here at home, and Kampala Queens, and walked away with draws. So we lost vital points at home. That is one of the reasons that we lost this league. But I know and pray that it is a work in progress. I know we are still working to do better next season. We are working on how to eliminate such such misery on the field, and I know that in the shortest run we are going to embark on a career to develop and work to better or to correct our mistakes, and I know that next season we'll put up a different show. Administratively, I wouldn't say at any level that we have been failed administratively, because at least all the working principles have been put in place for the coach and the players, or for the coaches, because we lost our coach. Our coach was relieved of his duties for health reasons, and he has not been able to complete the season with us. So administratively, that is what I can say, that psychologically it impacted on the players, probably in the latest or at the later stage of the championship, but our vital games were already lost. So it was not an administrative issue. Administratively, we are doing okay. I can say that all our arms, all our officers are working hand in hand to see that we have good results on the field, irrespective of the other challenges that would be just like at home. Everybody has issues to deal with. I cannot say that all is well, but as I speak, we have no challenges. First of all, I want to attribute it to Fufa, because Fufa has been advising us to work tirelessly as club administrators to see to it that we bring all stakeholders on board. And fans are another part of the stakeholders of any club or a developed club. We are actually doing so well, so hard to bring fans on board. I want to appreciate the role played by our media department, especially Mr. Mugabi Geoffrey Jr., who is our club PR, for doing so much outside there on the social media platforms, on radio, on TV, to see to it that we get airtime and space, media space, so that we can sell our club. Then secondly, I want to thank the virtue of the Super League, because we got a club training here in the name of SC Villa. SC Villa came here and we are training from here. And most of those men or those supporters, basically men, had never had a chance to witness women football in Uganda and how the girls played. So by the time Villa was training here in the months of October and November, December, we also had a camp. We had camped here to prepare for the just concluded season. And we had so many friendly games of the teams that we called to give us a challenge to correct our mistakes. And most of the Villa fans always stayed behind to watch our games. That is where I attribute it, first of all, because we always had a following outside school. Apart from the school students, we always had a following, but it looked like they needed something that would trigger them. But then Villa coming on board, the fans of Villa coming on board gave us a milestone, because they were enthusiastic and needed and actually knew what the role of a fan was. They actually pulled us into making fan jerseys, which we have actually done, and I am happy that they are buying. They are actually doing so well for us, and they are actually asking for other merchandise to put up for the club, so as to get something back into the pockets to support the club. But what I can say is that it is because of the media and the work done by administration. When you bring us, you see, as a CEO, when you bring up something and it is not bought by your administration, then you are not okay. But then I am happy that the administration has been backing me, and our PR, who is doing quite a very good job on the social media platforms, on our media, other media sources like radio and TV, to sell us, because we always have a team, sometimes of players, of administrators, going on TV through him to speak to the public about our club. But then all that I attribute it to Fufa and its demands, and giving us a call always that you should always go for calling on so many people to be watching the team. Yes, to achieve our goal, just like any other club competing in a tournament, as I said earlier, we are competing. We are just not participating in the Super League, but we are actually competing in the Super League. We are working on changing so many things. I am yet to meet with the board of other members on the administrative unit of our club to discuss with them new ways on how we can improve together as a team. First of all, the playing stuff, and then with our fans, we are doing something actually behind the scenes to entice our fans to come back on board. But to the fans and to the general public and to the game, of course, you must keep, first of all, you have to retain your good players. You must make sure that you retain your good players, continue to work with them, continue to motivate them so that they can produce results. And then another thing is that you look at the weak areas where you think you have been weak as a club, where you think you need re-energizing. We are looking at some of these areas, and I am sure, I want to assure the public, I want to assure our fans that a few new faces will come on board. First of all, we made a signature signing of a new goalkeeper, that is Nakaziro Daisy from Lady Dove. She's a senior, a proven national team goalkeeper, and I think now, next season when she starts in goal, she would have started it as her own, and I believe that we are going to do wonders. But it is about the playing staff and getting a coach with the right mentality. I know that I can't underlook the work or the services done by Mr. Nkogwa Rogers, but it is for his health, which is so paramount to everybody, that he was put aside. He said he wouldn't handle the pressure anymore. I am sorry that he has to deal with the effects of diabetes, which is not a simple thing. Sometimes it requires somebody who has a normal acumen to deal with the pressures of the game. So we shall find a very good, capable coach who is going to deal with these ladies, who is going to deal with the players in order to give us success on the field. We want to open up a trust. Actually, I am vigorously working with our OBIS, Old Students Association, first of all to raise awareness amongst them, because as a school, it has existed for more than 90 years. Looking down the road, there are people 90 years down the road who are still alive. I spoke to a gentleman one day who told me he was here in 1954 and one in 1945. So when you look at such history, you know that there are people there. You said clubs are writing or want to register their funds. It is something that we are picking up, that we should register people who should be card holders for a year, annual card holders, which is an avenue, of course, for getting. It is not only just registration and knowing, but it is an avenue for also financing the club. We are looking at so many other ventures, but I want to assure our public, I want to assure the people, I want to assure those watching me that we are going to start. I think a meeting is organized in the middle of the upcoming month. There is a funds meeting, of course led by the OBIS, that we should meet and find a committee. If it is not registration, that JB people should come from everywhere and register with JB. There should be a commission, there should be a committee that is dealing with that side of the funds. So we are going to register funds. As an administrator, I have spoken to several admins at Fufa in our several engagements at our level as club administrators or football administrators. There are a few things that need to be changing. Like, for example, the way they appreciate club owners. Because this game cannot grow when the stakeholder number one, who is the club owner, is not appreciated. So I always ask Fufa to always look at, especially the women football clubs, find a way, find a means of dialoguing with the club owners. That should be principle number one. Then another issue is, at these meetings, Fufa has to appreciate club per club, because I would not say that we are yet at the level of the men's Super League or Premier League, Uganda Premier League. Their challenges are quite different from women football. It is just a growing game of about 6-7 years. So there are so many things that we have to learn. But as we are learning, Fufa must learn individually particular clubs and what their challenges are. So I was once engaging a couple of the admins at Fufa, and they said they are planning. Actually, the CEO Fufa, Mr. Edgar Watson, promised that they are soon going to start club visits of club owners and appreciate what challenges each particular club finds. Like, for example, giving us jerseys. I do not say Fufa gave us jerseys, but I'm bringing an example that if you brought an initiative of jerseys, it could be a problem at Rubaga, and it is not a problem somewhere else. Others have other issues. So it is better to deal club per club and know exactly. So that at profiling or Fufa profiling, they know that we did this to help the development of Rubaga, we did this for the development of Team X or probably Kawempe, Kampala Queens or whatever. But we have so many challenges and our challenges differ. So in developing of the game, I cannot say that there is one uniform factor apart from licensing modules and what have you, because those ones are a benchmark. That to go somewhere, all these clubs have to be at this level. But to attain it, you have to meet particular clubs and they tell you why they have failed, or probably why they are still lagging behind, or probably why they are better off than other clubs. They have done this well, but with the resources available to them, because we live in a day where our game is basically leaning on institutions. You are going to find that most of the teams doing well that have been sustainable, like the champion, She Corporates, has been around since 2012-13, but they are an institution based at MOBS or Makere Business School. So being there, probably the resource base, the fan base is what is motivating them to go ahead. So their challenges are different from a school-based club like Uganda Matters, which is a secondary school, a university. But on the field, that is different. First of all, the administration of the team, of course, beginning with our club director, our club president, Brother Leonard Kasozi Nsubuga, Gomba, Wemamba, I must put it, for always being a parent, first of all, in providing to these girls. Because it is challenging when you're running a club that has got young girls as young as senior 1, senior 2, because their challenges or their problems are not the same as somebody at university or elsewhere. So putting them in one basket and having them under one arm is something that he has played well. So I want to commend his role he has played as club president for always providing in times of need, because all of us have got needs. Then too, I also want to thank our media department for doing so well in marketing our club outside to the public. That has lifted us from a specific area to somewhere we are today. Then I also want to commend the work done by the players, because it is not always easy to keep producing good results. I understand that it is because of the good results on the field we have been so competitive this season, just like all the seasons. That is what is giving us a name. Because if you look out of 18, I think we lost 4 games out of 18 and drawn 4 and won 10. It is quite remarkable. That is why we have some following, because people are eager always on the media. I mean, on social. I mean, in the media outlets, people are talking about us. So I commend the media, by the way, for that. I commend the players for producing the results on the field. I commend the coaching staff for being so good. But above all, I thank Fufa for providing the girls with a platform, for providing us with a platform in which an environment in which to work. Fufa has been like a parent, always listening. When you have challenges here, you call the competitions department and they are willing to listen. So I want to thank Fufa. I want to thank everybody there who has played a part in our success. But above all, I want to thank the student body of this school for also giving a chance to these girls to study with them, because the girls here are basically on a sports bursary, a sports scholarship. They do not pay fees. It is their football which pays their fees, and they are not laughing at them. Because you see, when you are living at different levels and when they see what you are bringing up to school, sometimes if you are working under a very bad environment, people might be tempted to laugh. This one doesn't have this, this one doesn't have this, but they are supportive as a school community to always provide for their friends, for their fellows in whatever kind of need they might be requiring.